Hey, YouTube. Oh, my hair is already messy. He's piece to the east, the west, the north, and the south. I should fix my hair. Sorry. I hate when my hair's messy live. Hold on, family. Hold on. Wait a minute. Yeah, I'm fixing my hair live. So, I have a new topic of discussion. So, check on in. I'm in New York. Whoop, whoop. I'm in New York. Whoop, whoop. So, I'm just putting my clip on. Yes. So big up to the crew who showed up at the Metropolitan Museum of Art. So big up to all of y'all who showed up. It was amazing meet and greet. We had a great time. It was like we were in our own little secret world. So big up to everyone. Cypher, you have the pictures. Hey Mandy, New York is in the house. So I got a chance to get a little time. I only have a little while with you. So check on in. I'm gonna fix the camera. I think if you guys can see me okay. Can they see me okay? I hope the camera stays. I need the camera. Wait, is the camera? Uh-oh. Did I break the camera? Oh, I'm upside down. Okay, I'm sorry about that. I'm not used to having this freakaroonies. All right. I don't want to hold it. I'm gonna hold the camera. I hate holding the camera all the time. All right. So check on him. So let me turn off. It's raining outside. See everybody? It's raining. So I'm doing it. It's a little loud in the house. Remember, I'm in New York. I'm with family. So I would have normally done my live in the house, but everybody is, relaxing. So again, I'm so grateful for everyone who joined. Hey, Narda. Narda, I got your message late. For anyone who's been messaging me, I've got so many messages because remember, I'm in New York. So all my friends and family are hitting me up. So, hey, Melanie, High Priestess. Hey, Veronica. Hola, mamita. So, again, big up to everyone who joined us at the Metropolitan Museum of Art on Friday. It was beautiful, another meet and greet. I decided to do meet and greets all over this country. So, you will get a chance to also do a meet and greet with me in Vermont in 2 weeks. So, if anyone's going to be in Vermont, you get a chance to do a meet and greet. I don't charge for meet and greets. That's ridiculous. This is kind of like what I'm doing now, and what I got word to do is I will be doing galactically. I am here to kind of bring the different seeds, the different galactic seeds and sects together. So the Andromedans are now allowing me to come to different locations and actually bring people together that are part of the same star family or part of the same liaison. So I will be in Vermont in 2 weeks. I think it's the 6th. December 6th. I'll be there for my birthday weekend. So if anyone's in Vermont, check me out. I'll probably have a place to just meet up and so on. So I know there's not a lot of family in Vermont, but I will be there. So big up to anyone who's there. And then I'll try to do the West Coast within the springtime, I think. Trying to get back to Brazil for the winter as well. So Tucson, I got to do Arizona. You know what I mean? I got to do, oh, thank you, Ellen Golden. Can two parents, O positive, O negative child, can they produce a child? Absolutely. You can produce a child, but who may have to get a shot is if a mother is the O negative and she has an O positive baby, she's going to have to get a shot because her womb will naturally shut down that baby, will actually kill the baby. It's not in any case. I heard some different stories about chances where there are very few cases where there are times when the mother does not, her womb does not, you had to get the shot? Okay, Veronica said so. There are times when I've heard you didn't have to get the shot, but it's very rare, okay? So most likely if the baby is positive and the mother is O negative, now if the mother's O positive, she can give birth to any Rus, okay? She has more flexibility as far as her womb, okay? So big up to everyone in the house. Let's get into twin flames, okay? It's a rainy day. It's very nostalgic. We're going to talk about twin flames, purging. We're going to talk about reflections versus deflections. So if you hear a little difference in my voice, I have a retainer. I cracked my tooth. So I have like a retainer in my mouth. So I'm sorry if I sound a little weird. I mean, hey, Quantum Sensei. Oh, big up to Oz. We got a couple people who are in New York who flew in late. I'm going to be back in New York probably to do a little hangout. So I think I'm not sure. So I think on Tuesday I'm going to try to hang out downtown with Oz and a couple other people that actually flew in a little later. So I'm going to try to do a meet and greet. This is just a relaxing meet and greet. We're just going to chill out somewhere, probably at like a lounge where they do like spoken word, because that's my other favorite thing. So basically, Florburn going places she normally would go to. I love the museum, the Metropolitan Museum of Art. My daddy used to take me. So that's one of the places I did meet and greet, and I'll do another meet and greet probably at a lounge. I love poetry. I write really beautiful poetry, which I never read to you because it's very personal. Anyway, so let's get into twin flames, family. The purge. Reflections versus deflections. What do I mean? So the twin flame phenomenon is real. Some people have really adverse reactions to twin flames because it is outside of their consciousness. Twin flame, once it becomes a perception, aspect of the perception of your reality, it is a divine union. That is the first of many uniting unions that will cause us to go back into 0 point or unity consciousness, which I personally think is one and the same. Okay, so you know, I have been on my twin flame journey for a little while now, and you know, I can definitively say that I have made it with my twin flame. It has just recently become a little more rocky in that, you know, twin flames, if you have the if you're able to have the ability to be able to meet with your twin flame and then eventually mate with your twin flame, you will find that it isn't all roses and candy cakes and, you know, sugar plums and all that great stuff. It's a lot of reflections and a lot of purging, because once you come together, it is basically the opposite equal end of yourself. Okay, and because of that, you will start to see aspects of yourself via your twin, reflecting those unresolved issues that you may know or you may be totally unaware of, or have chosen to deflect or try to, or just try to hide and not deal with. Okay, so we're gonna get into twin flames. So big up to all the twin flames in the house. It is absolutely a beautiful thing, and I can talk a little bit about my twin. Many of you have heard me talk about it. Like I said, I have really fully met my twin. I know it now. The synchronicities are off the charts. We are the opposite equal end of each other. We actually look, it's very similar. Your twin flame will have many similarities, but almost the opposite equal end of you. So let's say one of you is, you know, one of you had, sometimes they'll be so opposite, like one of you had one parent home, the other will have a 2-family home. One of you will have, you know, if you're past the point, if you had children, they will have males, maybe one, and you will have 2 females, you know what I mean? It will be like, they're really, really great in one aspect of something that you totally have zero of that talent or that knowledge or that ability, and they will have the opposite of that, you know. Oh no, we both are O positive and our sun is O negative. Is that possible? Oh, and golden. It is possible. It's rare. That means that probably each of you have a negative roost mother or father. So it's possible, but if I did the chart, I would say that one of you, thank you for the donation, love, one of you has a parent that is, each of you has a parent that's O negative. Most likely the mother does. So if you are both O positive, and then, yeah, it's a recessive trait coming out. It happens like you have 2 brown hair parents who just happen to have a blonde hair baby come out of the blue, or a redhead baby. It happens not often, but it occasionally happens. So it just means that most likely you have a parent, the one who's a O positive on the either side probably has one parent on the other side who has O negative, most likely. And it has to be on both sides to get that kind of recessive domineering trait coming in like that. Okay, so it is possible. It's not impossible. There is another possibility, but we're talking about twin flames. There's another possibility. That's something we could talk about another time. I don't want to kind of get into that because there's another possibility, which has to do with extraterrestrials, okay? Seeding a womb, okay? That's another possibility where you are O positive and you've been seeded by an extraterrestrial hybrid of some sort, and they've seeded you. So that's where you get that negative roost coming into a positive roost womb, okay? So let's get back into twin flames. So, twin flames is let's get back into twin flames. So twin flames are the opposite equal end of yourself. Sometimes twin flames will show up the more extreme you are is the more extreme. My mom is O positive, so is all her side of the family. Okay, so what about the daddy? How about the daddy side of the family, love? Thank you for the donation again. How about the daddy side of the family? And Golden, just hit me up because I want to stay focused because it's hard for me. Remember, I'm in New York. It's hard for me to stay focused for too long. So I want to make sure I stay focused, but definitely somebody okay, so if there's an O positive on one side, definitely on the other side, there's got to be a negative roost. If there isn't, that could be some inception by an extraterrestrial, which we know does happen. That's a fact. So if the other side, daddies, doesn't have any O negative, that means there's something that's, incepted, okay, in my opinion. Okay, so let's go into twin flames. So again, I've been on my twin flames journey for a little while now, and I've definitively have made it with my twin flame, and in recent it's become something of a reflection of some things that, again, twin flames purge each other based on reflecting those aspects of yourself that you have unresolved or don't even know is an issue, or again, buried it in a place because it wasn't something you wanted to deal with. So, I've met only a few, or acknowledged only a few twin flames, only very few. And why I say only a few is because it's really hard to vet it out. It's such a personal, fielding together that I would have to sit down with every single person and see if they have synchronicities going on in the family. Because again, soulmates can be mistaken as twin flames a lot of times, and soulmates are people that you have to resolve. I'm sorry, I have stuff on my eyes. Soulmates are people that you have made a contract with that you still have unresolved things to take care of in this particular life. So what happens is that twin flames can be very difficult. I will say that. I'll get into it in a minute. Twin soulmates will seemingly seem like a twin, but the difference is it is a soul contract on a higher level of unresolved karma that needs to be resolved. So usually when you get with a soulmate, they can so much feel like a twin flame. Soulmates, because you have a contract, they will be super, super attractive to you alchemically. Usually it's something that's a little overwhelming, so you're attracted to the person enough to fulfill that contract. Because if your higher self and the other higher self know that the only way that you'll mate with this person is if they have something that's really strongly something you desire, or an attractiveness that, it could be money. Soulmates are not necessarily physically attracted to each other. It could be attracted because it's money. One person sees the other as an opportunity to make their life more comfortable, vice versa. Maybe she's so beautiful and you get with her because she's an aspect that makes you feel better about yourself. Soulmates can seem so much way. It doesn't mean that their bonding isn't legitimate, or it isn't special, or it isn't based on love. It just means that they have a soul contract to resolve unresolved karma that needs to be remedied. And I don't want to say remedy, just resolve, because wherever we accrue karma in previous lives, or if we still have karma to deal with in this particular life, especially when we're at the end and beginning of another cycle, they have to be purged. Okay, they have to be resolved. All contracts have to be satisfied. Okay, I'm zero fan And I've had to change my mind over the last year of breaking contracts, because we make contracts for reason. We have soul contracts for reasons. If we break those contracts and we end up coming in another life and having to resolve the same issues that we denied ourselves doing or didn't do, or we cut those contracts before we even remedy or satisfy them. Okay, so I'm out of the, you know, the mindset of cutting contracts or rescinding on contracts. I want to satisfy all my contracts. So I make sure if there's relationship or there's a friendship or if there are things that happen in my life that need some sort of remedy or to resolvement or acknowledgement, I want to satisfy all my contracts so that those aren't lingering around as possibilities of coming back in another life and having to deal with them again. You know, deal with the monster underneath your bed. If you have the boogeyman underneath your bed, darn Skippy, put on some armor, some thick socks, put on a hockey mask, and go deal with the monster underneath your bed. Because if you don't deal with the resolvement of the monster underneath your bed, the monster's going to come back in a husband. The monster's going to come back in a child. A monster's going to come back in your coworker. Your monster's going to come back as a you know, a friend that burns you later. So remedy all your contracts. So that's just my personal opinion. I've changed my mind over the years. A lot of people are, you know, online. There's so many different ways that people are, you know, different things that it's a wild west online. There's so many things out there in the pseudo spiritual love and light community. You'll end up taking out all your chakras. wait. If you listen to all this pseudo love light community, you'll take out all you remove all your chakras, you'll rescind on all your contracts, cut them off before you could deal with them. You'll end up thinking every soulmate is your twin flame. You'll end up, you know, doing all kinds of, you know, ayahuasca, mushrooms, all kinds of psychedelics in order to try to find yourself. This is what I say. If anything that you're afraid of, and this is where my twin flame was masterful, and I have to thank him, because I had a really tough time with, and why I make this video is purely to discuss something so real that needs to be shared with, because I think a lot of times you think that your twin flames is the bomb.com, and let me tell you the beauty. Before I tell you the beast of twin flames, let me tell you the beauty of twin flames. My twin flame drives my heart space. He is in my heart. I've never felt a love like this before in my life. I know why I didn't necessarily want it. I feel love. Like it's love. It's a love in your heart. It comes from here. My twin flame got me here. He came from my crown and basically is fielding it down. So he was in my crown. That's how he came to me through my crown. And he affected my vocal, which is my throat chakra. He lit up he lit up my heart like a huge star. My heart feels like it was exploding. And then of course it goes a little further down in my solar plexus. All of those unresolved issues, those things that have to do with the core of who I am, were reflected back to me. And of course that root chakra, that survival chakra, that makes me feel like I can't live without this person, that I want to be a party to them for the rest of my life. That, you know, the very sexual energy between us is in anything that anyone can match. So those are the beautiful things about the twin flame, and how it literally will light your whole chakra system up, and your whole light, everything will be illuminated. When you twin, there isn't any mistaken. You don't question that's your twin. You know it. I mean, I've had so many sleepless nights where me and my twin weren't together, and we just had to talk to each other until like 5, especially if he's away. Talk to him until 5 o'clock in the morning, and I couldn't sleep. Like I felt like I just wanted to I feel like because we met, the apartness would be too much. So it's just like it's like a beautiful feeling of like connectiveness that almost makes you feel like intoxicated. It's beautiful. And when his heart breaks, my heart breaks. What bothers him hurts me. it's such a beautiful, and that's what I'm saying. Sometimes it goes along the line of being with a soulmate. It is love. It is love at a way that it doesn't matter what he looked like. It didn't matter where he came from. I would be in love with this being. It's beyond this, the lower chakra. It's all in my crown. This is a higher field connection. His mind drives me insane. I love everything about his mind, and that's the connection. The initial connection was here. It was totally here. And I just remember the reveal, like having the conversation, because he's not into twin flames. I told you that before. He's not into twin flames. You know, he doesn't know about the concept of it. But I remember our revealing, our connection was like, because I just figured, you know, he was better suited for someone else, you know what I mean? Because I'm a little all over the place. You know how Flurburn is. And I remember saying all the qualities of someone I think he deserved, and him saying that all of those qualities were everything that I had. And at that point, I realized that it wasn't something I wanted to run away from, but it was something that frightened me a little bit to my core. So, you know, my twin flame is a bit of a runner too. I'm a runner. So I attracted someone who runs for different reasons than I run. And let's get into the concepts of what happens when you twin and the reflections versus the deflections. These are very important, and I feel like because I'm on the twin flame journey, I'm in it. And it's hard. It's challenging, and I'm at that stage where I have to purge. You know, my twin has reflected an aspect of myself that I didn't necessarily want to resolve, or didn't feel like I could based on fear. I needed to hear that, and only my twin could do that for me. Like, I won't listen. You know, Flurburn's I could be a little hard-headed, and I know a lot. I don't know everything, but I know a lot. So my twin is smart as stitches. He is one of the brightest people on this planet. I'm so allured by his mind. He teaches me things in ways that I didn't even know. So the only person who I would have probably accepted, or even been able to see an aspect of myself, was via my twin flame. So my twin has just recently reflected something that I've been deflecting for a long time, and it was very hard because it's one of those game changers. It's one of those game changers that can make or break someone in a way that that's the reason why the fear is there. That's the reason why that's why it's something that was unresolved. It's kind of like fourth and goal. Remember I told you that fourth and goal concept? Well, my twin just gave me that fourth and goal kind of reflective, you know, like bam, right in your face. And like, this is, you know, it's a game changer. And I just realized that this is part of the journey of twin flames, is that we aren't able to fully go into 5D if we have baggage, if we have unresolved issues. All of these things, we have to be light as a feather to go up into the higher realms of consciousness. You know, there are only capped ceilings if you cap your ceilings. You know what I mean? Your ceiling is as high as the level of consciousness or awareness that you have. So in non-resolved issues or being unable to see an aspect of yourself that is needing to be seen, remedied, and resolved, it's necessary sometimes for your twin to show that back, because the love that you have with your twin is so strong that they're the only ones who could show it to you in a way that you could literally be undeniable to you. So we'll talk about the reflections versus deflections. When you get with your twin flame, part of the reason why many people struggle with the concept of twin flames, because it seems like something so unrealistic. And as I've discussed before, twin flames is something that is not so out of reach. It isn't what people think it is. I've realized that it is just the beginning stages of us merging into a collective of 0 point, which is unity consciousness. Once we merge with our twin, we merge with other twins, and we merge with other people, and then we basically are coming back into unity consciousness. It is necessary. When you get one set of twins, that activates a portal, an access vortex, and then it changes the field of an environment around. It changes the people around, it changes the consciousness of the environment around. They activate that area on that particular ley line. Then if there's another set of twins within close proximity, then that set of twins kind of activates a bigger portal and it goes a little wider. So personally, my concept is when there's a certain quantity of twins that end up twinning, and it's not everyone who's going to twin in a physical way, but if there are a few that are for that on this planet. So I've had to realize that too. Not everybody twins. It's not necessary for everyone to twin. It's almost like you need one black sheep. I don't like using black, but you know what I mean. You need one strange person in the family to heal the bloodline. So usually what happens is a lot of us are the black sheeps of the family, where we're the ones that are a little strange, that the family members look at us like, oh, you're a little weirdo. You know what I mean? But you're the one. You are the one who changes the aspects and heals all of the blood lineage garbage that others in the family are unable to do. You only need one in a family to heal those codons. Basically, it goes almost like the 100 monkey syndrome. It goes, once that cell is activated and clears, it clears that bloodline. So you don't need the whole family to clear. You don't need a whole bunch of twin flames to clear or to open portals to shift shift us into higher planes of consciousness. You only need a few. Okay, so it's the same with the twin flames. Not everybody's meant to twin in this particular lifetime. It isn't necessary. One set of twins changes in a higher and changes an entire environment in a way that is so profound that it's unnecessary for it to be every single person's twin. That would be insane, because we don't even know who's human on this planet. There's not even a lot of people that are real. You've got people that are holographic people. You got clones walking around. You got grays pretending that they're people. Grays getting plastic surgery. Did you hear what Rudolph of Germany said with that Greta character? She's a gray. Check out his video. You know, I don't like to send you guys over. You always think me and Rudolph are got something going. I don't have something going with Rudolph, but Rudolph of Germany, the tall white alien, he has a lot of intel, and it has been vetted out. And he was talking about Greta being a gray that got plastic surgery. The one that was talking about the environment, that's a gray. So we got grays here pretending like they're people. You got draconians, you got insect, you got people that aren't people, family. They're not that many souls. And twin flames have to have a soul. And there's another quality that I know about people with souls, but I won't share it publicly. Okay? You have to have a soul in order to twin flame. You can't have people that are outside of you can't have people that are soulless twinning. It doesn't even make sense. Okay? So only souls can twin flame. And it is not everyone. The 144,000 are the twin flames. Those are the, thank you, Narda. Those are the twin flames. Only 144,000. That is my concept. You may not agree. You don't have to. A lot of people don't agree with necessarily twin flames. Please, if you come in the house, just put a like on the video so that the video can stay up. Just saying this right now. Because obviously, YouTube is on a hunt right now. So if you put likes and you like the content and you like what I'm discussing, putting likes on the video lets YouTube know. I know that you enjoy it because you're here, but YouTube has to know that, because they're giving surveys and stuff. It's crazy what they're doing right now. So if you put a like on the video and let me know that you enjoy the video, then that lets YouTube also know that I'm being heard and this topic is valid and respected. Okay, so literally, okay, so there are not a lot of people here on this planet, and there aren't a lot of soul. So even when we get out of the holographic people, the empty seeders, the gray overlays, the people possessed because they got rid of their soul by doing drugs and alcohol to a depreciative degree, you know, you got Satan's, Luciferians, you got Messianics, you got a lot of garbage on this planet. But then there are the few that are part of the 144, big up to the group of 144,000 who represent the collective that shift this planet into another field of consciousness, who take beautiful souls who have chosen to come here to take on that task. Those 144,000, those are the ones who will twin. Okay? So when you have a twin, they will build you. And they will break down the lies and misnomers and the things that you were unaware of or don't want to resolve. They will challenge your peace of mind. I've like I said, I haven't ever felt a love like this. I couldn't sleep for days. When you're with your twin flame, it's like being intoxicated. It's like a surge of energy. And then if you have the pleasure or the opportunity to have a physical interaction, interfacing with your twin, the whole physical, the lighting of your chakras, the fielding of your energies, the feeling of feeling like the merge is incredible. There isn't anything like it, but it will take you for a loop, and you will have to rid yourself of anything that you were denying or deflecting to yourself. And that's including me. So there was an aspect of myself that I was deflecting that my twin just illuminated, and it really made me feel so out of sorts. It literally was something that I knew. It wasn't that I didn't know. I wasn't in denial. But it was something that I just took on as like, okay, this is what it is. I doing this out of a fear, and I will just keep this because that's all I think I can do. And my twin flame took a nice handy, because he's my mirror. He took, his face is my mirror. He stood in I'm his reflection, and he's my reflection, and he let me know that isn't cool. He reflected back to me something that was unresolved. And rather than deflecting like I normally do, especially if I'm with a soulmate or a karmic mate, I don't necessarily feel like they are quantified or even feel respected. There's not that love or respect there to the degree like a twin flame will do. The twin flame will illuminate that aspect that needs to be resolved. And remember, whenever you are twin flaming, there isn't any baggage you can go. You are the prototype. You have the blueprint to unity consciousness. You aren't able to hold your shadows. Need to be, your shadows have to be transmuted and reintroduced to yourself. You have to release all those things that aren't for your highest and greatest good. You have to look at yourself with your happy dandy mirror, which is your twin flame, and see those dirty wrinkles, that messy face, those things about yourself that are unresolved, and resolve them. Wash your face, brush your hair, clean your soul. They make you do that by the very reflection back to you. So this is why the twin flame journey is so challenging. It is so very heartbreaking, because a lot of us are deflecting those things that we aren't comfortable dealing with. The boogeyman under your bed isn't what you think it is. If you are still based in fear and non-unity consciousness, if you still have prejudices, if you still have self-hatred, if you're still based in victimhood, there isn't any twinning. And if you twin, your twin is only going to be the reflection of causing you to see an aspect of something that you've been running and deflecting and hiding from. So that's why a lot of the rain, right? I love the rain. Look how pretty it is. I love the rain. Remember the song Can You Stand the Rain? I love that song. So reflections versus deflections. It's time for you twins, and I'm speaking to the twins right now. I really want to speak to the twins, because I felt like my twin has challenged me to see an aspect of myself, and it was real. It's, again, Flurburn thinks I think I'm the most moralistic person in the world. I recycle like a Nazi. I'm really conscious and integrity ridden in my actions. I do a lot of wonderful fasting. I clear myself. I consider myself to be a very loving daughter and a wonderful mother. These are things that I give myself as titles. You know what I mean? I say that to myself. But really in itself, a lot of that is just smoke and mirrors. It is. And why it's smoke and mirrors is because the things that really I need to focus on within myself, sometimes I deflect. I deflect it because it's uncomfortable, or I deflect it because I don't really want to see the boogeyman underneath the bed. I know he exists there, but sometimes it's like that one, I got rid of all the other monsters, but this is the monster that has been the biggest and baddest in my mind. And now my twin has shown me that that monster needs to be confronted. And he has let me know that until that monster's confronted, because he sits on a higher moral compass than even Flurboom, that he is unwilling to compromise his peace of mind until I resolve that issue. So my twin has basically said he is healthy in his moral compass enough that he will sit unwavered, uncompromisable in that position with integrity, and he won't allow for that to be challenged by me unwilling to deal with those things, that thing in my life that has been like a rotting sore, like a monster. And if it is unresolved, it isn't something that he's willing to compromise with me. I mean, can you imagine? I sit on such a high moral compass, and my twin is a higher version of me with a moral compass that matches and upgrades. He matches my moral compass and he ups it. You know, when you play cards, it's like, okay, I'll match you, but I'll raise you. He's the higher moral compass than myself. So I've been challenged with my own morality, and something that I chose to deflect because I was unwilling to deal with the boogeyman underneath my bed. Go figure that. That's why people are scared of twins, because of that. And I had to look in his eyes because I didn't want to do it. I don't want to do it. And face the fact that as much as I do all these wonderful things, they're just basically like deflections of not dealing with the main thing. They're just deflections of the reality of the fear of something that I was unwilling to remedy. Yeah, he's making me level up. I haven't fallen in love with this man. I've actually grown in love with this man. It's insane. It's the most amazing and most challenging aspect of anything I've experienced on this planet thus far. So, this being said, your twin will reflect that in you which needs to be resolved, and you vice versa. You, especially if you're sitting higher on the box on the other end of your reflection, you will challenge your twin to upgrade in order to raise yourself to reach past the ceiling, past the matrix grid. Because once we hit, the twin flames are the reason why we go through a full-on pole shift. It's a certain number. I don't know which one. I don't know if it's half. I think it's over half. Over half the twin flames, once they merge, they initiate the pole shift, because it's going to be an inner pole shift that initiates an outer pole shift. Remember, as within, so without, as above, so below. Okay, so where is pony up time? It's leveling up time. And if you're twinning right now and you're actually with your twin, or you're running from the twin, or you ran away from another twin, this is level up time. There isn't any more time to play or deflect or deny those aspects that need to be purged. It is literally twin flame purge time. And as we go through this, you know, anytime I fast, I'm always asked to level up. You ever notice that? Big up to all those who are fasting with me for the 5-day fast. Big up to everyone who did the 5-day fast. It was challenging, like, because I I actually broke fast with our family after we went to the Metropolitan Museum of Art. So big up to all y'all who helped me break fast. I didn't like the food that I broke fast because I love being tropical. You know, it's too cold in New York. I didn't like breaking fast with something cold. I did like a salad. I would have preferred to do like a nice bisque soup or something like that. So now for now, this is the I'm talking to the twin flames now. I'm speaking, this message is for those who are actually twinning. I'm giving some intel for those who aren't in twinning yet or about to twin, but this is a message for those who are twinning, because I realize that this message is something that I can give based on just going through that right now, and having one of the biggest challenges of my life with a person that I know is my twin, and knowing that I can't be with them until I level up. Isn't that crazy? I have to level up in order to be with my twin. My twin won't allow for me to challenge their peace of mind until I level up. Go figure that. That's also karma on my half for being so hot. For being, please put a like on the video. For anyone stepping in the house, we have 370 fine, wonderful beings here witnessing it. What it does is, YouTube is on a witch hunt. So if you put a like on the video, it allows, because if they challenge this video, I just take it down and put it on my Patreon. I won't keep it up here because they give so much issues. So if you like the video and you're in the house, please put a beautiful, handy dandy thumbs up on it. Okay? It's not a reflection on you. Well, like I said, this message is for the other twin flames, because I know that if I'm going through it, chances are you're going through it, because we're really reflections of each other. Remember, twin flames, we're all, the ones who are twinning right now, we're all going through the same purge. So I know personally, me going through the purge and sharing this with other twins that are going through a purge, this might be helpful. And also we can we can give each other strength and resolve, basically by maybe being very transparent with what's going on with the twin flame journey. And like I said, not everybody twin flames. I think those who are very anti to twin flames are part of the dark cabal. I think they're infested with like dark energies, or there is a witch hunt for twin flame, the concept of twin flames, because there are people that are unhealthy or attached to dark energies or demonic spirits that are trying to make sure that twin flames don't collectively come together. So anytime that you have somebody who's, because there's no reason to be antsy to twin flames, you could just not understand. You may not resonate with it. You may say, oh, that's, flubber, and that's a little fuddy-duddy. There isn't any such thing as a perfect mate for everyone. That's understandable. But I'm talking about anti. People who are anti to twin flames, they're demonically connected. They're trying to stop that journey of twin flames and that unity consciousness from coming online. So what they'll do is they'll insert their negative thought forms attached to twin flames, and it creates a type of confusion. So some twin flames won't be like, oh, I don't want to be a part of twin. Listen, if you're twinning, you know what I'm talking about. Anybody who's twinning has been sleepless in Seattle. I was sleepless in Orlando. This man came from my twin flames. Come from here. They don't come from here. So your twin flame will only come from your crown chakra and come down. They won't come from your root chakra and go up. That's inverted. That isn't righteous. If you are twinning, they will come here. They will stimulate your mind, your higher mind. That's how they come in. And then they will activate your throat chakra. Your heart will illuminate, breaking all that dust, the concrete that was on it. It will clear. Clearing is part of the purging. You will purge those aspects that need to be purged, and then it will go into your solar plexus. It will clear out those aspects from your past, your childhood, those traumas that you have that are still part of your core, and then it goes right into your root and allows you to physically solidify that union. And when you do, it'll be a DNA connection of the fielding of energies, and it'll be much harder when you share DNA to break apart. So basically, if you meet your twin flame and you know it's your twin flame, there isn't any man that can match my twin. There isn't any man, there isn't any being that matches my twin. And this is where I say the only time someone could have ever challenged my moral compass is somebody who not only matched my morality, but was a level up. to my morality and let me know that if I'm unable to level up, they won't settle. Listen to me, family. I'm keeping it real. Your twin will tell you that if you aren't leveling up to them, that's a true testament of self-love. If you love yourself, there isn't anything that you will settle. There isn't any necessity to settle. If someone is for you, they won't ask of you anything, any change, but they will sit comfortably and know that if you aren't in the same frequency, that you aren't for them, literally. So your twin, for all the twin flames, I know we're all going through the purge right now. My twin has basically said that they don't want to, okay, let me change the verbiage. My twin flame basically reflected back to me something that was unresolved, that I just was a shadow, was a boogeyman that Flurburn was still afraid of. And it was something that basically hits their morality in a way that they're unwavering from that. And it was something for me that was held there because I was unwilling to deal with a fear that's one of my biggest fears, and the only fear that I have right now that needs to be purged. So the twin flames, you're going through a purge right now. Your twins will activate an aspect of you of things that need to be purged. Be unafraid of it. And this is why I say I'm in love. I'm in love. I'm grown in love with this being that is part of me. And why I say this is because even in that elevated state of leveling up or showing me my reflection back, and me taking this time to refrain from deflecting like I always do with this particular thing, he even took the time to share a remedy or tool to allow me to release something that I fear with the things that I share with you all the time, with something that I say, and I have to not just say it, I have to be it. Just saying that anything that is righteous, and if you go and you take the fear out of whatever it is, if you know that whatever it is, if you know that the universe is for you and wants you to win, there isn't any fear. You know that by releasing the fear, that everything will raise, not fall, raise in alignment. So we have to know that whatever we fear, if we are living the life of healthiness, righteousness, cleanliness, goddessness, godliness, that surrendering, big up to Nora. Nora kind of got this in there as an additive to my twin and my Nora. Surrendering to the knowing that all the universe is for your alignment infinitely, that there isn't anything to fear. And Flurburn had a fear. I mean, I still do. It's still there, but my twin has basically said that they're unwilling to even have. My twin basically just said that they're unwilling to settle because of my fear. And that basically has led me to a place where I'm looking at my reflection and having to stare it straight ahead in the face and release it. Face it and release it. So, you know, I've had challenges. I mean, many of you have seen me grow up on YouTube, and I've been a part of this sect for the entire time. I haven't come over from other departments. I didn't come to YouTube via any other way. This has always been my neck of the woods. This is my home on YouTube. You've seen me being reared on YouTube spiritually, mentally, physically, extraterrestrially. You all have watched that journey, and this is another part of that journey that you're actually going to witness. Am I afraid? Yes, still. It is very difficult. This is an aspect of myself that has been part of the entirety of the time that I've been on YouTube. It's the one aspect of myself that I've had the biggest fear of. And because I love this man beyond words or comprehension, beyond this realm, I've decided for myself, not so much for him, he's only showed a reflection, to basically raise my covers and face one of the biggest boogeymen of my life. And for that reason, I share this message, because I say to you that there isn't anything that we should keep around that keeps us from moving forward or above. And by doing so, the bonds of having an ultimate lover, a beautiful friend, an amazing mate and partnership, and then being able to gain that with several other people like you, it's worth every bit of challenge. And I'm going to face my final challenge of this 3D. Only of this 3D. There's more challenges, I'm sure, in the higher realms. I've decided to face this challenge head on, and this will be one of the biggest challenges of my life in this particular frequency. So I say to you, twin flames, we gotta level up. You gotta level up, and you gotta face the boogeyman. I'm about to face it. You know, I've got all the armor, because the wonderful thing about the journey that I've been on, I've gained all the armor. I've gained a lot of wisdom. I've been humbled. I've been challenged, but I've gained all the armor. I have everything necessary to be able to face my boogeyman, and I will do so with integrity and make sure that I am building a level of bravery, and being able to be a better role model, even so to my children. Because even as a mother, I think a lot of us as parents, you know, I think if not for anything else, you know, just for yourself, everything should be based on decisions for yourself, for your highest and greatest good. To be an ultimate role model is to stand in your truth, stand in your integrity, unwavered, unfearful, and knowing that there isn't anything that can challenge you or destroy you without your own permission. And I'm basically doing that today for the first time. I've done it before. I tried, you know, I kind of used to peek underneath the bed and I see the boogeyman and then I run away. You know what I mean? I look underneath the bed and I see the boogeyman and I wanted to run away. But I'm okay now. And I had to know that, and my twin has basically showed me that, and I'm ready. So I want to give that to you. I want to give you this bit of wisdom, or this vulnerability, to show and share with you a part of my journey. I think like the journey's going to keep going, but I think this is one of the ones that you're going to see a difference in something about me that needed to be remedied in me. You know, it's like the underbelly. The underbelly. So let's get it up. We're gonna level up, y'all. Gotta level up. It's not just free. I'm not just talking about twin flames. We all gotta level up, because twins, we're just doing, the twins are gonna do it for the collective. Big up to the twins for being the collective motivators. Y'all are doing it for the collective, for building us and taking us into unity consciousness. You are beautiful beings, and I am so there for you. I am absolutely in support of you 1000%. But for the rest of you, you aren't excused from anything. This is your time to rise and raise to the next level of consciousness and awareness. You too must purge. You must purge those aspects of yourself that you are afraid of. And there isn't anything to be afraid anymore. Those fears have been promoted through social media. Those fears have been promoted through agents or handlers in our lives. Those fears are programs, old programs, stoic programs, meant to keep us stuck in a perpetual loop. Those fears are things that have been perpetuated by the very system that many of us are underneath of right now. It is unnecessary to be fearful. There isn't any death to a soul. A soul is infinite. The energy doesn't dissipate. It just changes its form. And if that is what we know, and if that is what we accept, each one of us can level up. So I say for this holiday season in the United States of America, for y'all who are about to be with family, this is a time that many people get with family and friends. I ask and I challenge you to take on the challenge of clearing and purging and being readied for the initiation of what is considered to be the leveling up necessary for us to get to higher realms of consciousness. So I hope this was helpful. And, you know, like I said, it's been a tough couple of hours since I've been confronted with myself. And no better person to give that reflection to me than the one that has been a part of my heart and infinitely. So I say to everyone here, let's get it on and popping. Okay, it's a beautiful day in New York. And again, the announcement, for those coming in, please put a like on the video if you're coming in the house. The fasting again upgraded me to another level and layer of awareness. Oh, this fasting, I tell you, this fasting works, family. Every time I fast, you get another revelation from me. Every time I fast, you see another upgrading of me. I mean, I get humbled every single time. People ask me, how do I change? It's deprogramming. The food is programming you. The nanobot is programming you. The television is programming you. It's a combination platter. When you clear yourself from food, unfortunately, food is not fuel anymore. It is a form of control and enslavement. Hey, Pavel. Pavel was with us in New York. Big up to Pavel, who was in the house. In order to clear that, unfortunately, we can't consume their garbage. They put so much nanotech in even the organic food that even when you're eating organic food, there isn't any better feeling that I feel fasting. Jose ended up fasting with me. Pavel, which is Rohan, fasted with me. They were also at the Metropolitan Museum of Art for the meet and greet. That fasting, listen to what the word says, fasting. It makes you go faster. That sluggish, ruggish feeling that you get when you're eating all the time, even if you're raw vegan, it doesn't matter. You're getting, actually raw vegans get more nanotech than people who eat meat. That's why they promote veganism. Fasting makes you go faster. I'm upgraded. I've had the opportunity and the pleasure of mating with my twin flame. And now I'm being required by myself. I'm required for myself to upgrade myself to another level so that I can get the heck out of Dodge and get it to higher realms, because I love this planet. Let me state this. For anyone who thinks that Floorburn is saying I want to get off this planet, I love Mother Terra. I love Mother Tiamat. She is my ultimate matron. I respect her, I honor her, I keep her clean, I protect her, I send energies and shielding her every 13th. I love this planet and I plan to be on this planet. There isn't any other planet that I love as much as Mother Tiamat, and I plan to transmute and to transcend into another version with her as she ascends into higher layers of consciousness. In order for us to match her, we gotta pony up. You aren't gonna be on this planet if you aren't matching this beautiful goddess's frequency. If you aren't on that goddess frequency, you will be challenged. So we gotta face the demons, and the demons are everything about ourselves. It isn't necessary to believe the lies. People could talk about you. I mean, like before my conference, people were saying I was demons. I got entities attached to me. All kinds of things, like all kinds of lies so that people would see me in a certain way. That isn't something that phases me. You know why? Because I not only walk the walk, I talk the talk. So I always say, when people talk about you, how do you battle that? How do you confront that? You don't confront it anymore. I won't do it again. You just live that life. You combat it by being the change you want to see in the world, by being an aspect of light, by being an ultimately integrity-ridden being. You will combat anyone's negative thoughts about you. So I won't be addressing the demons or the people who have demonized me any longer, because it's unnecessary, because I have realized that it is the reason why they attack is because they are deflecting the things that they have to deal with. And that isn't my journey, that is theirs. How someone feels about you has nothing to do with you. That says everything about themselves. I realize that and I accept that. So all right, fam, we got Pony Up. I'm in New York City. I'm gonna be in Vermont in the next 2 weeks. So if you want to meet me and do a meet and greet, you already did it. I plan to. The Andromedans have given me the okay to go to each place, and I will start to collect our beautiful starseed family, the people, the beings that are actually in alliance, all the alliance, different sects of extraterrestrial hybrids on this planet. I know people are like, oh gosh, Flubber's gone too far. I'm very serious. I plan to do that. I am one of the liaisons with many of the different groups. I've been given the okay to go to each of the ley lines to bring the families together. Those on the different sects of starseed. So I will start my journey. It started already. I did it in Florida. It kicked off in Florida. I went to New Orleans. I did it in New York City. And now I'm going to do it in Vermont. If you're down for the journey, if you want to meet up with your other star family, it really is not about me. It's the people who show up at these meet and greets who end up knowing that they're family to one another. That's why I say when everyone met each other in New York City, they realized that they were part of the same sect of people, a very special group of people. Big up to Wendy, who was there. Big up to Azori. Big up to Jose, Pavel, which is Rohan. Big up to Mandy. Big up to Mercedes. Big up to all our sea stars and sun stars who ended up coming. Big up to Oz is there now. So Crystal was there. You know, many of our sea stars and sun stars. And I'll have pictures. I think you saw some of my pictures on. Some of you saw the pictures already on my Instagram, right? Some of you saw the pictures on my Instagram. So yeah. So again, someone said, "Where's Vermont?" It's far and it's cold, so you know I'm going to as north as possible, as close to Montreal in Canada. So again, in 2 weeks I'll be there. Hey Wendy, I love it. Wendy came, was showing all the beautiful pictures and stuff. Thank you, Wendy. Again, I'll be there in 2 weeks. You can join me for Instagram. I'm gonna be really busy. I'm here with family. You see it's raining today in beautiful New York. I'm going to be joining, I think in New York, I'll be with Oz and Crystal and I think two other people in, where am I going to be? Sorry. Two other people. I forgot. Forgive me for anyone else who's joining me. Two other people are joining us in New York City. So I'm going to be in New York for a while. You know, this is my old neck of the woods. This is my hometown. But again, I have a lot of family meet and greets, so I'm extending myself for my overfill. Remember, I only give to you from an overfill cup. I will make sure to do that only. There isn't any money exchange. I think it's very dastardly to ask for money for you to meet me. It's unnecessary. So I do meet and greets. The only time I charge for anything is like if I'm doing a conference, because I'm doing like a whole big thing and it requires a lot of money. So but this you won't ever be charged to me. So if you think that's insane, I'm not like the rest of the people on YouTube who are doing this for a come up. There isn't any money that YouTube's paying me. There isn't any check. If YouTube goes down, the people who get paid to be on YouTube, they're going to suffer. Flubber will be just fine, gratefully. So that lets you know my integrity won't be challenged by fiat. Because if you're abundant, you're forever abundant, and it's unnecessary to attach to things to bring about that freedom or that sovereignty. Okay. When in New York, I think on Tuesday. I'm gonna try to meet people on Tuesday, Lux. Oh, my battery's going down already. I think on Tuesday. I don't want to make it it's tentatively because I'm gonna be here until the 29th. But you know, I have to. I don't have to. I want to meet with my grandmother, my family. So, you know, I have a lot to do. I'll be in Mount Vernon. I'll be in the Bronx. I'll be in Brooklyn. I'll be, where else? I'll be in Manhattan. So that's what I do. I'm in upstate New York now. I'm in Westchester, Rockland County. I'm all over the place. Yeah, so that's it. I'm gone. I hope this video was helpful to all those. Big up to the Sag. It's Sag season. Jupiter is in our house. I am so grateful. Let me say this. Sag is in the house. Whoop, whoop. It's our season. Let me say this, Sag is. We are being lit up like beautiful stars right now. Jupiter is home, and I am grateful for all the gems and beauty and expounding energies that Jupiter is doing. Big up to Jupiter, because Jupiter, you're bringing all kinds of gifts of mass love to my life, and I'm grateful. You're illuminating things that need to be resolved. That's Jupiter. We're out of that that Mercury retrograde. So that's a beautiful feeling, because we're in that galactic center with Venus. So a lot of love is being illuminated along with Jupiter expanding it. So big up to everyone in the house. Jupiter in the house was good. Yep, Jupiter and Venus conjunct. So I've got little people coming. So we are going to come in. We are going to end this feed. Come on in. I've got little ones coming in. You cold over? You warm? Yeah? Come on in. Hey, you're nice and dressed? Are you warm? Yeah? You good? No. Good. All right, family. I've got a little one who's up. So I'm going to head on out. Enjoy your time. Enjoy your time wherever you are. Be safe, and I'll do a live every once in a while if I get a little free space to do time with you. I'll come and do a live with you. But if when you step in the door, if you could put a like, and if you exit the door, you could put a like. I'd be grateful. So I shall talk to you later. Big up to all the twin flames. Big up to all those who are being called to level up. And this should be a very interesting time on the planet for the next couple of months. All right. So I love you, family. Peace. Peace.